So there is ambiguity in suttas in terms of the meaning of body, matter, elements, and what do they mean? Why are they important? So the first point is the elements aren't the regular elements that we think of in terms of like periodic table or something. It's not like a primitive version of the periodic table. Um, and the point of dividing the experience in terms of elements is the main point is that they are irreducible. So, in particular, I want to talk about a sutta that defines a being as six elements, the four regular elements, and space and consciousness. Now, space and consciousness, now if you think about that, they are um, they can't be defined in terms of one another, but of course they are all, you know, present together. So that's true for the other four elements. You know, you can think of solidity and heat, for example. They are together always, you know, but they are not like they cannot be defined in terms of one another. Um, so another point is in terms of like their order uh, is from like the most palpable to the least palpable, and dividing, you know, the elements in terms of the body and, you know, mind and subtle and, you know, the coarse. I mean, that really depends on the person's level of, you know, capability of discerning them. So for some person, it could be like only the earth element, you know, he can discern as palpable. Uh, that's probably true for most people. So for him, body just means the earth element, or matter just means the earth element, just solid stuff. Okay. But other more, you know, uh, learned or more developed people can discern even the very subtle phenomena as palpable, for example, thoughts and mental images. So, and so for him, they are also kind of material, like the subtle type of material. And whoever the Buddha teaches this stuff, I mean, he recognizes his level of, you know, discernment, and the teaching just changes in terms of the person, the capability of the person. So, for in one the kaya means something, and in others it means something slightly different. So there's like, so does that um, define mind as kaya? You, you read that like, what the hell? How is mind kaya? But mind and mental, you know, processes, mental images. In terms of, you know, at the background of consciousness, they are, you know, all kind of worldly and palpable. If you go back to the way subtler level of discernment, then the rest of it can be seen as, you know, present, you know, manifested, given, and they are all can be recognized. the background of consciousness, whatever is present, is palpable. So they can be defined in terms of the elements. Now, space is different than the four elements. So it can be recognized. For example, you can have an experience that you don't have a body, but you will still have a perception of space. So that can be difficult to realize, but that's the case. And for example, the thoughts, like the mental stuff, is also linked with space. So they are also, like, you could say matter is in space, or matter is only possible when space is possible. When there is no space, you can't talk about matter. At the same time, you can't talk about mental images, like mental forms don't exist when space doesn't exist. So they are also tied up with space, and that's why they are also defined as external and kind of material. External form includes mental forms. And at the same time, space cannot exist without consciousness. Consciousness is more fundamental than space. So this is, most people won't, realize that. But the order is really matters. They are not like randomly thrown around. These, in this case, when they are listed in terms of their fundamentality. So you can have an experience where space doesn't exist, but it's still consciousness. So that is possible, but the other way around is not possible. So this is what I want to talk about.